Hey guys. Hi. Mom. Welcome to my mom.
Welcome to my mom.
This is the original mermaid that Ariel is actually based on.
Woo!
I wish. You are, babe. Already. Sorry guys, I'm just getting everything queued up. Oh wait, one thing we need to do is we need to turn on that electric box light. Sorry guys. That for sure, but the electric extension cord box is a little switch there. Yeah, that's what you need. And now we can turn on that box. Put on the on switch. It's on top. Lucy, do you see it? Little on switch. You switch to the right. Right next to the thing. On. Switch it. Yep. Is it on? No. It is. All right, you guys. Welcome to Slippery When Wet. This is really exciting. This is our first time at this venue. Sorry for the hiccups, but thanks for bearing with us. And without further ado, give it up for our singing siren for the evening, Lucy Fleming.
Yes.
So please sing along.
But only if you're good and not louder than her. Love you. Okay, ready, Lucy?
But I need the mic. I just don't understand how a world that can be so wonderful can be bad. We're gonna start. Isn't it neat?
Sorry, guys, I fucked it up.
You're doing great. We love it. We love you guys.
Slay.
Slippery. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many caverns can one cavern hold? Looking around here you think, sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's-its and what's-its galore. You want thingamabobs?
Yes.
I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what do they call them? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, walking along down those, what do they call them? Street. Up where they run, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give if I could live up in these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? Betcha on land, they understand that they don't reprimand their daughters. Women, sick of swimming, ready to stand. I want to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. Like, when I hear it's fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? How will I learn to explore the shore above? Wish I could be part of that world.
talent. Can you believe that? I love you, Lucy. Thank you for doing that. And we're gonna just do that over and over all night. Just kidding. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm gonna need a few things from somebody. Can someone please get me a lime kind of White Claw? Mom, will you pass me those binoculars? It's a very important part of my collection. Thank you. And I'm going to also just quickly record this in case it's good. Recording my voice in case. Well, you guys, once again, sorry for the delay. Welcome to Slippery When Wet. This is a show where we have amazing singing, musical variety show. We have a bunch of hilarious comedians, some of the best in New York. We have my mom giving sex therapy advice. And you also have to listen to like my theories about mermaids. That's just how it starts, and it's not going to be too crazy. Not as crazy as my Epstein-related theories. No one wants to hear about the simulation just yet. Anyways, you guys, so I have always related to mermaids. Ever since I was little, I just really felt like a fish out of water. Anyone else kind of feel like everyone else got a memo that you missed like all the time? That's just kind of how I feel. Oh, thank you, darling. Yeah. Thank you, Francesca. It's my emotional support White Claw. So yeah, I ever since I was little, I was obsessed with that movie. I connected to her. My mom looked a lot like Ariel, and my dad like was kind of a prince, like the New York equivalent. He's like a wealthy lawyer and he has dark hair. And he treats my mom like a princess. So I thought that they were like in the witness protection program and that the real Little Mermaid was based on them. And didn't help that my brother has webbed toes. I was like, so we're carriers, you know? And that was my first conspiracy theory. So I've always loved analyzing that movie. I always analyzed that song. You guys love that song too, right? It's such a classic, like, song. A lot of people think that it's like about unrequited love. That's one interpretation. Some people think it's not even about love at all. It's about ambition and just wanting to change your station in life. But it's actually about something even more important than either of those things. It's about being a hoarder. It's about loving stuff. And that's very important to me. I just like love it because like there's other like material girls. Like there's been other girls that sing about like stuff like Madonna or like Eartha Kitt, Santa Baby, but they like in general they want nice stuff. Ariel's like, no, she's like literally says like I just want quantity. She's like, but who cares? No big deal. I want more. You just know that like that cave has a smell. You know, it's kind of like a Salvation Army store. You know, she's addicted to that. Well, you know, I also think mermaids are so relatable to so many people because they are allegorical representations of, she's like right there with me. They're obviously allegorical representations of a few very poignant types of human experience, right? Like, I think the chief of which is, I do think they represent hotties who have an insecure attachment style. Do you guys know like attachment theory? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, so people know, the women know. The men not so much. Must be nice, you know, to not have a biological clock and to just be able to stay an asshole forever if you like. No, I'm grateful for my biological clock personally. Otherwise, like, I would never get anything done. The whole reason I am a software engineer is because, like, I need to look good on a dating app. Not have a baby. So yeah, I feel like, so mermaids, the way that you know they're anxiously attached is because Ariel, she fell in love with Eric when he, as far as she knew, lived on a boat, you know? And it's not like she fell in love with him in spite of him living on a boat. You know? That's kind of what she was into. Like, mermaids are always falling in love with like a guy who can't breathe if they came to their family's Thanksgiving. You know, like, that's the appeal. Like in Splash, have you guys seen Splash, the 80s movie? It's my favorite mermaid movie, actually. In Splash, Madison, when she's 7 years old, falls in love with Tom Hanks after he is
fallen into the water, and he can't even swim, and she's like, okay, I'm attracted. She proceeds to then kind of stalk him for 20 years, like using her like apex predator like tracking skill. She like sniffs him out and then finds him, fucks his brains out, is totally in love with him, and it's like, and he's just a normal guy, like. So that brings me to the second thing about mermaids. They do represent, they're that born sexy yesterday thing. You know, that trope in sci-fi? You guys know what I'm talking about? It's like whenever there's like a fully formed like hot adult who seems to have like the mind of someone who's just born yesterday. Men find this very attractive, believe it or not. Something I've noticed. Women not so much. Like that Shape of Water lady, she's kind of like shunned for that. But for men, this is fine. In fact, it's the whole appeal. I kind of relate to mermaids with that sexy born yesterday thing, because like I said, I feel like I have a born yesterday thing. And so, like, I just feel like I missed a memo every single day on, like, how you're supposed to be. And I think that it really helps. If you're going to be born yesterday, you kind of have to be sexy. Like, you kind of have to act like a sex. It's the only way to get people to kind of put up with you. Like, you know, like, I was recently, like, a software engineer for at a finance company, and they like were trying to explain stuff to me all the time, being like using like stuff that a normal person would know, like to explain it. They'd be like, you know how you have your 401k, and I'm like, so what is that? And they were like, they would get so mad at me, and then I would just kind of be like, hee hee, like, you know, that's the only way to kind of like get them to forget that you work in finance and you don't know if you have a 401k. That's one thing. So mermaids and being neurodivergent, so that born yesterday thing, I think is part of a bigger allegorical thing with mermaids. I think they represent hotties who happen to be neurodivergent. They seem to be ADHD coded. You know what I mean? They seem to have, depending on the mermaid, varying degrees of ADHD and being on the spectrum. Like Ariel's more ADD side, Madison's more autism coded, but like, you know, for instance, Ariel starts off the movie by missing her own show. Like, she's the star of that show. She is completely time blind, as most mermaids are. They also you can tell they're time blind because they're always making these crazy deals where they have to get a guy to fall in love with them in a certain number of days. And they seem to have no anxiety about this. Ariel, she's just like, oh, I got 3 days to make him fall in love with me and I can't speak. Like, I don't even need to read paperwork. Like, I'm ready, sign me up. She can't read paperwork. And, you know, I get that. I can't read paperwork either. I'm actually in the process right now of getting a divorce, and I say I'm in the process. Like, I haven't started it at all. I just told him, I was like, dude, we're divorced. I'm never going to do the paperwork. Like, this is it. Yeah. Just kidding. I'm going to get it done. A lot of my friends and family are concerned about it, but I'm like, oh, what are they going to do? Split my debt? You know. Yeah, so mermaids, so they have like this uneven distribution of skills. That's a very neurodivergent thing too. Like Ariel's a musical genius. Madison from Splash learns English in a day from watching TV at an electronics store. I mean, that's the most spectrum thing I've ever heard, you know? Even Aquamarine, she's like a DIY fashion genius who can like build an outfit out of a sweatshirt, and that's before TikTok. That was before that. She was not monetizing that. That was just from her heart. So they have this, and then on the flip side, they can't really do normal stuff. Like, you know, they haven't mastered like personal grooming, you know, that's the fork thing, brushing their hair with a fork. They always are confidently doing stuff wrong. You know, mermaids are basically like, everyone has that one bestie, right, who's like, has a graduate degree in a STEM topic, but has never successfully sent mail. You know? If you don't have that bestie, honey, you do now. Hi. It's me. Nice to meet you. Yeah. I feel like, you know, like they wouldn't know how to drive. You know what I mean? Like that tracks her a mermaid. What else, you guys? I was gonna tell you. They have special interests. Like Ariel, her special interest is humans. you know? That's a neurodivergent thing, to be really obsessed with something and like you can't even shut the fuck up about it, and your dad is like, oh my god, can we please stop like talking about See, what I'm trying to say is that like people forget because Ariel is hot, but like in her culture, she's like a horse girl. Animals are just like, I mean, humans are just a different animal to her. And her dad, that's why he's so strict with her. He's really trying to help her, like, expand her horizons, like, make some friends, like, talk about something else. And, like, she's like, if she weren't hot, people would catch on that she's like Bubba Gump with shrimp. But it's just humor. They also, what else? So I've covered how they're neurodivergent. I kind of covered the anxious attachment. I think I did. And then one last thing I think mermaids that I love about mermaids is, you know, they are hoarders. And I think that's a beautiful part of the human experience as well. Yes, out to the hoarders. I know it's a hot woman who's clapping, because all hot women are secretly hoarders. And I like it that certain like movies and shows and portrayals have like normalized that for me. I used to think it was like my secret shame, but it's like, we're not the exception. We're all like, and I am calling myself a hot woman. So yeah, I was gonna tell you, another interesting thing about mermaids and how they're anxiously attached. I don't know if you've noticed that in all of the portrayals of mermaids, they never have a mom. They always have like a dad who's very clingy with them, but there's not a mom to be seen, you know, and then they have these attachment issues, you know. Where did that come from? Okay, so that is where me and mermaids differ, because I have a mother. She's right here, she's fabulous, and I'm obsessed with her. And I even started this show as a way for us to get closer and hang out more. And there's nothing anxiously attached about that. It's perfectly normal. I will admit, okay, so the thing with being anxiously attached rather than avoidant, people don't realize it, but it's like, they're basically the same thing as avoidant, but a little bit smarter. Because we have figured out a way to like be just as commitment phobic as avoidant people, but like still like come out looking kind of innocent and blaming the other person. Because we just always choose a guy who is unavailable in some way, you know? You know, maybe they're gay. Maybe they're your work friend who's married. Maybe they're your gay work friend who's married. Maybe they just don't like you, you know? Maybe they live on a boat. If you can relate to any of these things, you have like an attachment thing that you need to deal with, you know? And so it was hard for me to realize that at first when I learned all this stuff. I was like, wait, I'm the one who's commitment phobic? That can't be. I've always been literally willing to get married on the first date. I can't be commitment phobic. But then it took me a second to realize I spent like the first like 10 years of my dating life exclusively dating Jewish guys who said from the beginning that they would only marry a woman who was born Jewish, which I'm not. So it's like, what was up with that? why was I doing that? something about that was appealing to me. Definitely it was probably that I knew they would end up dumping me. And I could just be like, oh, shucks, you know? Also, I'll admit, there's many other things I like about Jewish guys. Big dicks, hot, money. But there's more. I always really like being new in a culture. Like that mermaid fish out of water thing, you know? Like I like being like, ooh, what? I like having like an excuse for why I don't know what I'm doing. So it's like, oh, I'm new here, I don't know. For instance, you know, whenever I'm with these Jewish boyfriends, I'd be like, you know, bringing latkes to the low carb holiday, or, you know, mixing my pork and my shrimp, or, you know, brushing my hair with a menorah, just little cute stuff like that to show, like, I don't know. Yeah, so, you know, I had a brief break from dating Jewish guys when I got married to a Polish, like, non-Jewish guy. But guess what, guys? It didn't work out. We're gonna get divorced. Yeah, baby, I'm back on my bullshit. I'm single again. Back on the J date. I have my username is Chicks Appeal, and I'm very, very upfront about my status, which is willing to convert. Yeah, it's fun. It's been interesting being single again and just going through this divorce. Like I wonder what time. Does anyone know what time we started? I am truly time blind.
Oh, I know. I started a timer. I can see. 14 minutes I've done. I'll do a little more. But yeah, basically. And what time is it now? Oh yeah, I just saw that.
It's 8:40.
Okay.
Yeah, 8:40.
If any comedians get here, like, let me know. If Daniel Simonson gets here, let me know.
He's here.
Oh, hi, Daniel.
Hey.
Sorry, you need to go soon, right?
Not really.
Do you mind if I keep going a little bit? We started late.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't, yeah, so I'm single again, and it's tough going through this divorce, but like, you know, I'm comforted by the fact that like, I know I can do better, you know? I know I can do better because an expert told me. Very, very, very reputable expert, kind of famous, not a therapist per se, but definitely an expert on medicine, mental health, actually everything under the sun. He was trained on literally all of the information in the world. I'm talking about ChatGPT, baby. He told me that I was right about everything that went down. I'm really happy with that. No, I know that it's really dangerous to take to AI for mental health. I know that it's really a great way to have psychosis, but I had to do it in my case. Like, I really had no choice because I had to do it to lighten my best friend's load a little bit. I have a lot going on all the time. It's just a lot. And it's funny because my best friend, she's here. Give it up for Al. Her name is Al, like A-L. So when you spell it, it's like capital A, lowercase L. It looks like AI. So it's like also, she kind of reminds me of an AI. Like she's really hot, like a Japanese sex robot, and she kind of predicted the pandemic. Like she's kind of a genius. So there's something very AI about her, and like, so now when I'm like talking to my family and like, what should I do about this, like part of the divorce, they're like, I don't know, over text, they'll be like, I don't know, have you asked AL? Like they'll say, have you asked? I don't know if they're saying AI or AL, but I'll be like, are they saying, did I ask AI or Al? You know what, I'll just ask both. So I really haven't lightened her load in the end. I'm just like asking two experts now. But yeah, it's been fun dating again. Like I was going out with this new guy who's just like not very online. Like there's just not that much about him online. And does this ever happen to you where like you run out of stuff to stalk about a guy you have a crush on too quickly, so then you end up just kind of like researching all of his like demographics? You know, like I find myself Googling like, do Pittsburgh guys have big dicks? Or how much money do Capricorns make? You know? Or like, are cat people more or less likely to kill their wives? Just like all the cute little stuff that girls like to fantasize about early on. And yeah, I feel like I'm gonna just keep kind of like, I'm skipping a lot, but there's a lot of gold in here, I'm not gonna lie. I will say, yeah, so I have ADHD. I relate to a lot of people on the spectrum. I would not say that I am on the spectrum at all. Like in my family, that would be considered stolen valor. Like, I think many generations ago, we were blessed by a Tylenol witch because this is our situation. My mom's side of the family, everyone is on the spectrum, like officially diagnosed, like in the 50s. Like that's hard to do. On my dad's side of the family, also everyone is on the spectrum, but me and my mom, we don't have it. So we're just lucky. We both have industrial grade ADHD. And it's interesting because now everyone has ADHD and it's like, okay, you guys got it from your phones, you know what I mean? Like, we're not the same, you know what I mean? Like, I was born this way and I also got it, you know, by nurture. Like, my mom has ADHD, so I had a chaotic home, like, since I was a little baby. Like, you guys got it from what is tantamount to a gambling addiction. So, yeah, I don't really count that. So what I'm trying to say is stop taking our Adderall. There's a shortage. And, you know, also I'm single again. I need that Adderall. I need to get skinny. Yeah, we're not the same. I have like the kind of nervous system where I'm calm in an emergency. Does anyone else have that? Like, it's actually kind of the only time I'm like at peace is like during like a medical emergency. I like become a doctor. I literally will say like I'm a doctor, and then when they ask where, I'm like, well, my mom is one, and it's genetic. So yeah, you know, I feel like the phones are causing ADD for sure. But on top of that, they're not just causing ADD, like they're not causing the fun kind of ADD. Like us ADD people, we're fun. Like we get into some shit. But you guys that have it from your phone, like you just have like depression, you know what I mean? Like I was dating this guy who was so depressed, and I was like, it's not because you're dating me, bro. It's, don't even go there, but it's because of your phone. You're always staring at your phone, and like that's really boring. Like trust me, I go through it every night. You know, there's nothing good in there. You know what, guys? I hate to do this. I told myself I would not get political tonight. I said, Betsy, don't get political, and I always say, you know what, I won't get political because you know why? I can't. I never know what's going on. All I know is that it's really bad right now, and it's bringing out a feminist rage in me. In fact, I don't even point my finger anymore. It's too phallic. I point like this. Like a vagina. Okay, you know, I just have an idea. Like, I'm like, at this point, the president is so bad. I'm just like, isn't it time that someone should just like take out the president to dinner and just like talk things out? Has anyone tried that? I'd be down. Whatever. I could talk to anyone. I've been doing a lot of like working on myself, creative projects during this divorce. Like I've been working on my comedy. I've actually been doing a new thing. I've been working on my impressions. Do you guys want to hear my impression?
Yes.
This is my new impression I'm working on. It's an impression of a vague mobster. Oh, look over there, it's Sammy Two Eyes. Oh, look, it's Bobby Two Shoes. Oh, look, it's Johnny One Head. It's just a vague mobster. Thank you. He has vague nicknames. I've also been working on. I had something really nasty I had to deal with. I had to kick a wicked addiction to heroin, addiction stories, you know? Is anyone else into these things? Yeah. Watching stories of addicts on YouTube? No? Okay, all I'm saying is, yeah, we have this opioid crisis in our country, and yeah, we want to fix it, but if they want us to really fix it, maybe they should stop letting YouTubers make such like riveting content of them. Because I have no dog in this race right now. I like watching it. I also like watching it because it makes me feel like I'm doing okay. All right, guys, come on. I'm alone. No one else does this. Another thing I've been working on is like a bunch of inventions. Like I made this tail. Do you guys like this? It looks like a normal tail, okay? It looks like your normal run-of-the-mill Ren Fair deals, but it's actually not. It's its own special thing, and like I haven't patented yet because I can't figure it out. So this is my poor man's patent, okay? I decree it patented, okay? This is what it is. There's a zipper in the back. I have another model too that there's like side zip. So you can take this off, and then you take out your feet, and then it's like a skirt, and you can walk around like a real girl. Kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Does anyone want to invest? Anyone? Oh, sorry, I dropped everything. Maybe take those down. Oh yeah, that's the rest of my set. I'm looking for a business partner. I'm serious, you guys. I'm treating this as Shark Tank. So I'm really serious. If you want to go into business together, I'm not even really looking for a business partner. You don't need to invest. I'm really looking for like a business friend. So they kind of like stay on top of me. What else was I gonna say? I was gonna just say, yeah, my mom is coming on the stage really soon. She's hilarious. I want to tell you guys a little about her. She is a woman who is filled with contradictions. Sorry guys, my paperwork is all fucked up. Yeah, here we go. She is a woman of many contradictions. Like for instance, she is literally a medical doctor, but she kind of like doesn't believe in Western medicine. Do you know that kind of doctor? Yeah, so her thing is like, when the pandemic started, she was like, Betsy, I don't like this. I don't want you getting this vaccine. You know, I was going back to grad school at Columbia to get my master's in machine learning. Shout out to me, clap it up. That was hard. And I'm still dining out on it now. But yeah, so when I was going back, I had to get the vaccine for sure. And my mom was like, I don't know, Betsy, I don't know if this is a good idea. Like, that vaccine, it could contain mercury, and God forbid, that could cause autism. And I was like, Mom, it's a computer science program, you know? Literally counting on that. Look at hey, Mom. And another contradiction about her is she is like the most like feminist person I've ever met, but she was kind of like anti-Me Too. You know, she was like, I don't know, when Me Too started picking up, she was like, I don't know, I don't like it what these women are doing. And I was like, Mom, why are you on the side of like the abusers? And she was like, I'm not on the side of the abusers, I'm on the side of the sluts. Okay? What about all the women who want to sleep their way to the top? You ever think of them? And I was like, yeah, Mom. It's going to be a little bit harder for us for a while. I mean, for them. But we'll figure it out. We'll find a way. Life always finds a way. Jurassic Park. Another thing is she's a therapist. Like, she helps people with their mental health. But she kind of like thinks I'm a pussy for seeing a therapist, and she thinks anyone who sees a therapist is a pussy. And she tells me that. Like, we're getting along better, and she was like, you just seem to be doing great. We're getting along better. And I was like, thank you, Mom. It's actually Dr. T, I think. And she was like, oh my God, you're still seeing him? Okay, you're so weak. And I was like, Mom, like, I hope you don't talk to your patients this way. And she was like, oh no, I would never talk to a patient this way. Like with the patient therapist dynamic, speaking that way to someone who looks up to me like that could be very damaging. And I was like, okay, yeah, but for a mother and a daughter, it's fine. Seems like it's probably not. I'll tell you one more thing about her. So she can diss me like that, and it's hilarious, and we love it. But she thinks like so highly of me that it's actually insane. Like when I first started stand-up, I was like a little bit nervous to tell her because she's so blunt. And I told her, and she was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And I was like, really? Do you think it's like a bad idea? I was thinking like she thought it would be like bad and I'd be embarrassing. And she was like, yeah, I think could be a bad idea. I mean, are you ready for the stress of fame? I was like, so cute. She was like, I don't know if we're all ready for it as a family. We have some people in our family that need to clean up their criminal record. And yeah, give it up for moms. Is there any moms here? I mean, I hope not, except for mine. You guys should be at home with your kids, but no, I love moms. All of my friends are becoming moms now, and it's so interesting. Like, I feel like when people, like my besties, become pregnant, they almost like instantly transform into these like grizzled war heroes where they can like take on anything. I'm like, girl, you couldn't even like run a mile, and you're gonna do an at-home birth? Like, what? Like one of my best friends, she did do an at-home birth, and I was like, that's crazy. Like, it's impressive, but crazy. Like, I don't even want to do an at-home conception. You know? I want to do it in a hospital with a doctor. The old-fashioned way. A Jewish one, hopefully. Anyways, you guys, I think that's enough for me for now, right? All right, you guys, I'm gonna introduce our first comic, if that's okay with Daniel.
Yeah.
Do you want to go right now?
Sure.
Okay, great. No pressure. If you want, it could be someone else. It could be Nick.
No, I can do it.
Okay, amazing. All right, you guys, thanks for putting up with that. And this guy, he is truly one of my favorite comics. I'm so glad he's doing the show. And yeah, he's definitely got a fish out of water thing going. You'll see. No offense. All right, give it up for Daniel Simonson.
Yeah, there's not that much space to be. Okay. I don't really move anyways. I don't even need more than this. This is sufficient. Like, even when I watch clips of myself, I'm like, why don't you even take one step? Just explore the stage. I'm obviously not curious about my surroundings. I love that walk people do when they don't want to be seen. It's probably when you're the most visible. If I was walking down the street, everybody walks normal, but one person crouch, then that's who I will follow. But I find stand-up so cringe, isn't it? The first minute when you have to win the crowd over. I did a show the other day, and as soon as I started to talk, I could feel the crowd stop having fun. They looked really worried. Don't know what it is, but I do think every comedian comes in different flavors, and mine can be discomfort. But when that happens, I think it's my vocal tone, because it's so low energy. Doesn't this make you tired? Even myself, when I hear myself talk, I feel defeated. So I can hear that my spirit is not free. Where's the passion? Where's that flame that burns from within? I'm more like AI with a Valium addiction. But I was talking to my immigration lawyer, and because I want to have another job than this stand-up, because it is likely this won't work out. It's probably what will happen. And Americans are always like, no, dude, you need to believe in yourself. But why? Because I can feel my spirit. So I know what I have from within, and it doesn't feel like it's sufficient. And when people tell me that, believe in yourself, like I feel if they could feel my soul, they might also be doubtful. They're just saying that because they're not me. So they don't know the capacity I have to work with. So often when I've done stand-up, I felt that I have a dream that's bigger than my talent. And I don't know if any of you are like that, but isn't it nice when you have a dream but you don't have a gift? But I think that's most people. Most people are not gifted, you know. Most people are here to support the people who were chosen by God. And they were sent to earth to have incredible lives. We are here to give Instagram likes. Which is also a nice life, because you get to use your tongue. What if that was your purpose, to be here to make others feel special? Like the whole point of your life was that you're gonna walk down the street and one day you see a skateboarder do something mind-blowing, and then you just go, Jesus Christ, unreal. And that's why you were born, like, just for that moment. And then he felt blessed, so mission accomplished. I was talking to my immigration lawyer because I want to have another job than stand-up. But here's the problem: I'm in America on an artist visa. And the only way I'm allowed to make money, I have to do it doing some form of stand-up comedy. It's pretty limiting. I even asked my lawyer, I was like, what does that mean, some form of stand-up? Like, there's not many ways I can do stand-up. And he said, well, you can do it in different places. You can perform in an arena. It's nice to have that option. I know if times get rough, I can fill up a stadium. I can just go to their box office and be like, do you mind if I perform there? I have the right visa. But Betsy was talking about the spectrum. So when I'm in America, that has happened that people think I have a syndrome. And I'm aware of it because you share it with me. That's why I know. But I was at a party, it was actually here in Williamsburg. And that's where I learned I had autism because it was announced by a woman. And this has happened before, and every time it happened, it was by a girl. And I think this is a female thing to diagnose people. Because women are more direct than men. I'm pretty certain that if a guy thought I had autism, he would let it slide. He would just think, what's up with this dude? Something seems off. I think he's disabled. I should keep that to myself. But women are like, I think you might be autistic. You're definitely on the spectrum. Yeah. So weird how quick your life can change. I went there to party, I left with autism. But no, I don't have that. That's how Norwegians come across. Every race you talk to have their own vibe, and ours is Asperger's. Did you know that one of the main symptoms of autism is to act Scandinavian? Says on Wikipedia. Is it like a male mermaid or?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Merman. Is it real?
Mm-hmm. They're both.
I never seem to recall seeing that. This is the last thing I would ever want to be. Like half fish. I think for women it's appealing, but it's not a guy thing. I prefer to be full human. Half fish. We are just how we're different. I don't know. I just really think. If I saw a woman and she was half fish, I would freak out. No, that's cool. Okay, let's not stay on that topic. But there's nothing there. But I wonder why people think you have like autism. I guess it's when you avoid eyes. Like I never look in the eye area. This is one place I try to not look, where people's eyes are. Do you guys like eye contact? Isn't that the worst thing about being alive? Can't think of anything worse. Who is at home in the morning like, I can't wait to get out there and make eye contact. I need two pupils that look at me with doubt. It seems to make me feel free. That's when I come to life. Pupils on me. So I look down, that's where I usually look. So when I come home, most of my memories are different types of linoleum. I don't want to look in the eye area. You It's so weird, even if you have sunglasses on, like that's already better, and I really wonder why. I think it's then they can't see my eyes, like they have no clue, you know, because they think through the eyes you see how you feel. So that's why it's scary. Like, so try to hide that I'm weak, but the eyes, they like to share it. So I was been living here for a little while, and so I'm from Norway, and the first time when I moved to America was the first time I was regularly hanging out with black dudes. And so I joined like a group of black dudes. It's me and 4 black dudes. Kind of like an NBA team. But here is something that I had never experienced. Sometimes they call me the N-word. That feels incredible. So it sounds like it's coming from a good place. So it always makes me feel popular. Like my approval ratings are high in the streets. But I didn't know that, you know. I knew if a white guy uses the N-word, it's the ugliest thing ever. But I didn't know when a black dude calls a white guy N-word, how much it warms your heart. Plus one does for your self-worth. It's hard in that moment to conceal how loved you feel. You almost start to bounce around like a happy sparrow. So I thought maybe that's a good way to use the N-word, to build up white people. I'm also, I hate my comedy. But I'm also half Latino, so I'm not fully white. My dad is from Chile. Yeah, so half Norwegian, half Chilean. And I can't feel it at all. I couldn't feel less Latino. It's even like I wonder if my dad is my dad. I haven't done that DNA test, but I'm scared to do it because I don't think anybody have observed me and be like, oh, I'm getting Latin vibes. He must be from a warm country. It's probably from Brazil and he loves to dance sober. He seems comfortable with his own pelvis. So yeah, I never felt Latin. I've seen white dudes that are fully white dance like to salsa, and they have lots of rhythm. And I'm like, how come he is more Latino? So you know when you laugh, right, and something is truly funny, which I think is mostly not stand-up.
Yeah.
Because I feel most crowds are like, when I'm on stage. And I think they do that because they can't handle to watch me bomb. So, please don't give up. But you know when you really laugh and it's it has to come out. What is the I think it's so much fun, you need to get rid of it. So when you laugh, you vomit joy. But here's a laugh I never do, and people, they're like, having so much fun, I have to attack my body. But here's why I think that laugh is strange. It's the only part of your leg that's socially acceptable to slap when you laugh. It's only the front eye. You can't do it from underneath. Now, if you're laughing with a group, you can't be like, this is my spot. But if you do this, I think people will get scared of you. You're having fun the wrong way. It's not strange, it's just a slight adjustment. The front is totally cool. But this is a guy who was homeschooled. Okay, guys. Thank you.
As everybody, is Nick ready if he were to come next? Yeah. Yay, okay. Before I introduce our next comic, I wanted to remind everyone that they still have a chance to submit their anonymous sex questions to my mom. So yeah, you could still do that. Did anyone do it? You don't have, it wouldn't be an, okay, you did it, yeah. Yeah, so I think I'll just keep it moving right along. All right, you guys, give it up for this next guy. I just saw him, he's hilarious. He's the owner of Flophouse by Chance, which is incredible. And this is my new favorite comedy club, and he's one of my new favorite comics. Also very on topic for the Mermaid Show, and you'll see why. Give it up for Nick Hopping.
Does this look cool?
Yeah.
I didn't know they were doing this, and so I came in and was like, oh. But I like it. I remember Maids and Sirens different. Is that similar? Same?
Same thing.
Same thing? They try to lure sailors.
That's sirens.
It's a type of mermaid.
Type of mermaid. And they seduce them off the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I had sex in a hot tub one time. It fucking sucked. That would not work on me. They'd be like, come down here. I'd be like, get up here. No. It's terrible. All right. Anyway, yes, I own the club. Are any of you guys small business owners? Yeah? Oh, can I ask what your business is?
I do maintenance for properties.
Maintenance for properties?
Yeah.
Nice. Is it going good? What kind of, I actually have real questions, but okay, I'll just answer it. Okay, so this is probably too inside baseball. We've been open now for about 2.5 years. Thanks. First year, hemorrhage money. Didn't love that. And then, but about a year ago, we became profitable, which I like. But not profitable such that I can live. Bit of a mixed bag. But I was very lucky. My wife got a big, she got a big promotion at her work, and she let me quit my day job and just work on this full time. And she's making it. It's so nice of her, and I really want to do a good job. So I made a rule for myself, which is that until this makes as much as my old day job makes, I'm only calling her mommy. And she said, Nick, that makes me extremely uncomfortable. And I said, Mother, it's important that we have rules. Take out your breasts, I'm hungry. Because as a small business owner, we need our milky, I'm sure. He agrees too vehemently. And you know what's so funny is when I was a baby, I couldn't latch, but I think it's because I did not have a business back then. The urgency, the need was in there. One thing I was surprised when we opened the business is how supportive other entrepreneurs are. It's like a tight-knit community, you know, it feels like we're all on the same team. Except for people who are digital marketing agents. We're all on the same team and they're on the other team. Is anyone here a digital marketing person? Okay, they are losers. They do not deserve love. But besides that, it's tight-knit. And so like all the venues around here, we all support each other. You know, these guys from next door will come buy stuff here, I go over there and buy stuff. And I was like, that's so nice. And then I realized, I think we're all just passing around the same $15. I get it back next month, so. Now what's even more almost pathetic about it is every business around here is an entertainment venue. So it's not even like we're trading, essential goods like food. It's literally like, I'll watch you sing if you watch me tell jokes. You do that? You'll watch and I'll watch? Okay. But we barter other stuff, like sometimes they let me go over there and use their bathroom because this place gets too full. And then sometimes I let them film it because they like that. Other perspectives, a big thing that's changed personally since I started the business is, I don't know if this is stress or what, but I used to be, if I bent over to do something and my pants came down and you could see my butt crack, I would go, oh no. But ever since starting a business, I just leave it. I'm just like, I throw a quarter in, I don't care. I try to support anybody who's got like a money-making hustle you're doing. I just know how hard it is. There's a homeless guy near where I live who's got this like shtick he does. So like whenever you pass him, he goes, "Hey, will you give me $10 if I can guess where you got your shoes?" Has anybody seen this guy? Okay, so that's what he says. And then if you say yes, he starts sort of quizzing you. He'll be like, "What's your birthday? Where are you from? Whatever." And after you answer, he goes, "All right, I'm going to tell you where you got your shoes." And you go, "Where?" And he goes, "You got them on your feet." Right, so he got me once. I'm like, all right, good job. I was passing him the next week with some friends, and he starts doing it to my friends. He's like, "Hey guys, and this time I kind of cut him off, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. I saw you do this last week." And it was incredible. He just broke character and went, "Then shut the fuck up." And just went right back into it. And I was like, "Yeah, get him. Good for you. I'll sell him on stocks. You got this." So that's amazing. All this guy has is a pun, and he can turn it into fentanyl. Like, oh my god. Not me. I have to buy cocaine and Hogan thing. All right, I'll tell you some family stuff. So about 9 months ago now, we took my grandma to a nursing home. Just as a threat, she's been annoying. I'm totally kidding. She's there forever. No, I helped her move in. She was not excited about it, but I still helped her move. Like there's an etiquette. He's like, "I don't want to be here." I was like, "I want pizza." Like, I moved your couch. Anyway, so we move her in, and this nursing home. Maybe this is common, I don't know, but it had these buttons, these like push for emergency buttons that like lined the hallways. And there was a ton of them. And they weren't even regularly spaced. It looked like they put a button in after an actual emergency happened right there. It's like, that's where Gladys shit herself, that's where Harry's grandson did not call her. Like there was a ton of them. And, this might be hard to... Whatever, I'll skip. Anyway, whoever designed it did not think it through. They put one of them next to the elevator button, and they look like identical. So I'm trying to leave, and I push the stupid emergency button, and then there's attendants just like, "What's the emergency?" And I gotta come up with something. So it's just like, "I've become young. Oh my god!" before I become a baby, we gotta. No, the thing that she was nervous to move into this place because she's been having memory issues. So she kind of repeats herself a lot, which does annoy some members of my family. But I'm like, it's fun. You ever heard of Jinx? It's so fun. She owes me so many sodas. Anyway, she was nervous about that. She's like, "Well, how do I make friends if I can't remember stuff?" And and I was like, "Well, like you could use that. Like maybe you'll come off as like aloof." Like a cool way, Like, "What was your name again?" I guess you didn't really stand out to me. I don't know. Really make it up like, "Damn, Pat's like a bitch." Cool. I asked my grandma when she moved in if she would ever date again, just because I have a bunch of single friends and I try to. Well, the thing is, they say there's this male loneliness epidemic. I hear about that all the time, and I'm like, well, I have this grandma, so she would hear about your theories. I think there should be a program where these lonely guys can come and talk to my grandma for an afternoon, and then they'll know that they didn't have it so bad. She's nice. Everybody's grandma, this is like my grandma's like the sweetest lady, but she'll say, fucked up grandma stuff. I'll give you two examples. The first one was this was my fault. So I was talking to my wife, and I did not know my grandma could hear us. She was like somewhere over here. But anyway, and the conversation had drifted to eating ass. And she just wanted to chime in and predict, so she just goes, I think my butt would taste like ham. And we were like, well, good. Second one, this one is upsetting, so brace yourselves, but to me it was awesome. But anyway, so I took my grandma out to dinner, or out to lunch, I should say, at this little restaurant in Virginia where she used to live. And we're eating, and it's a beautiful day, whatever. And then like a group of like 25 or 30 like young, like high school age looking girls comes in, and they're all dressed up in like gown kind of things. And she's like, what is this? And I was like, well, it looks like they're gonna go to prom later, and this is their pre-prom thing. And she looks at all the gowns, and she turns back to me, and she goes, tell me one of them's not getting raped tonight. Grandma. Which, I can see how you might find that upsetting, I understand. But okay, I really think that was her expressing genuine concern for them. And she knows I do comedy, so I think she was trying to spice it up. I think in a weird way, that was her being sweet. And if we don't like it, then we put her in a fucking nursing home. So sequestered from society. She's doing. Actually, I do have an update on this. So I saw my uncle and aunt, who have been helping my grandma with the nursing home. It was my aunt and my grandma, and I was the other person at the table. And I go, Grandma, how's it going? Are you enjoying the nursing home? And she didn't say anything. And then my aunt just goes, she likes it. So she likes it. Anyway, I gotta get out of here in a second. Do I have a quick thing to tell you before I go? Oh, I got married about a couple months ago. Yeah, people. I really like it. People keep asking if it feels different being married, and the biggest thing is just literally saying like my wife. Feels so weird. And then also the other girl I have sex with, I have to call my mistress. Okay. You guys have been so nice. Thank you so much.
Guys, give it up again for Nick. That's amazing. Lucy, did you see my texts? That makes sense. You're at a show. Could you do yours?
No,
Okay, we don't have to do it.
Lucy.
We're not gonna skip it.
No, you gotta do it.
Oh, you want to skip it? Okay, never mind. She doesn't want to do it. That's okay, you guys. We got something really exciting coming up next. Actually, it's my mom's time. I'm so excited, you guys. Mom, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hell yeah. Do you need some help? And Mom, I'm gonna have you sit right here.
Okay.
While she gets situated, I'm gonna get my tail because I really just feel naked without my tail at this point. I thought it was the same. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, Mom. So we have a Ziploc bag of some questions my mom found not foreign. These are the questions she's okay with. There's also a bunch of questions in here that are new that you haven't seen yet.
Okay.
So we'll go through those on the fly.
Okay.
There's not that many. Oh, no, there's some. There's some. Okay, we got some. All right, guys. All right, Mom.
This is the list.
Okay, so why don't you start off with the stuff that you prepared? Because I asked my mom. So my mom has been having this thing where we've been doing this show now for like a bit, and my mom has been finding people's questions too boring lately. And so we decided to prepare some of her stuff that she just wanted to tell you. And I wanted her to tell you, actually. These were questions I asked her. I was like, okay, Mom, can you tell me, do you have your, you have only one copy?
I don't have one.
Okay, so can I have it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had asked my mom, what are some strange experiences you've had with patients?
Okay, I'll tell you. A guy called me on the phone. He was asking for sex therapy. His problem was that he had premature ejaculation with women, and he wanted to work on that in therapy. And so I asked him, did he masturbate, and he said, no, I never masturbate, I don't like to masturbate, only when I'm with a woman. So, and he was awkward and he had trouble dating and meeting anybody. So I said, this is a real problem because most of the therapies for premature ejaculation involve masturbation and edging and things like that, right? So I said, well, I really think you should make an appointment and we should talk about this. He said, okay, I have to check with my insurance company. And he didn't make an appointment. So a few days later, I get this call, and this guy is heavy breathing on the other end. And then, I'm gonna nut. They're like, oh no. There are some people who just like to call up and talk to a sex therapist or make an appointment, talk to a sex, and they're actually getting off.
Yeah.
Yeah. that
I
happens.
remember you had some guy who was like in love with you and left us voicemails of like music.
Oh,
I
wow.
thought that was romantic. I was like, let's give this guy a shot, you know? Oh yeah, there's been other creepers.
Another one
yeah, tell
was
me
a
another.
schizophrenic man who told me that he liked to masturbate with putting his penis inside a Coke bottle.
I mean, now that sounds dangerous.
That really sounds dangerous. So,
Right.
yeah.
What happens if you get it stuck? You have to break glass.
Break the glass,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what did you tell him to, and what does that have to do with schizophrenia? Is that just two
It
different,
was
are those
odd.
just two
It was
different
odd.
quirks?
Yeah,
Okay.
so, yeah.
Um,
And then another one was a man who loved Angora.
Mm.
Brings Angora into Angora sweaters into the sex. It's those are
Like
called-
Angora is like a fabric that's very fuzzy and soft.
like yeah.
Like cashmere vibes.
Yeah, and it was very hairy, soft, very soft. And he liked to masturbate with Angora, and he liked to have the women wear Angora, and you know he had a whole bag of Angora things that he would bring with
What do
him.
you think that comes from? Did you ever get down to business? Like, did you ever ask him?
No, I don't.
He's
know
like,
where
my
it
mom
comes
owns an
from.
Angora store.
I
But
don't know.
I don't know.
There is a theory about where it comes from. Okay, in the 40s and 50s, women used to wear these tight sweaters made of Angora where you could see their breasts, and that was very hot then. You know?
That was like the
It-
slutty thing to wear then. I mean, these
Absolutely.
guys would
was-
lose it
was
today.
hot. Nice girls wore them too. It was just the style.
Right.
And they think that a lot of Angora fetishes come from that.
Oh, so it's
time.
like a common fetish.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's also they call it a fuzz fetish.
Okay, fuzz head.
Yeah.
What about furries? Are you aware of furries?
Yeah, I'm aware of furries.
Are they like your favorite patients? You love
I
certain.
have never had a
Oh,
furry.
you have and you wish. Okay. What about? I remember your foot guy. You loved your foot guy.
I did. I
Aw.
had a foot fetishist. He liked women with athletic shoes, sneakers.
And he worked in many a
socks.
shoe store, if I recall.
And he worked in shoe stores, and he.
Can you imagine what a dream that? I'm like so jealous. I'm like, I would love to love my job.
Yeah.
Never once.
Yeah, my job is always interesting.
Oh, I meant him. But also you. Yeah, you love your job.
Oh, okay.
I meant to be a guy who works in a shoe store. Anyway, so do men need penile stimulation to
Okay,
have an orgasm?
So, no, they don't. Okay, and I've seen this a lot. There was one man who had his penis removed surgically because he had cancer, right?
Oh.
But after that, the nerve endings in his groin got very sensitive.
Wait, do you mean he had his penis or his
His
prostate?
penis was removed. He could
The
still,
whole penis?
the whole penis was
Oh my
removed.
god.
He had a cancer
Kendall.
on his penis. And this is Dr. Helen Singer Kaplan's patient.
Okay.
She was my teacher. So
Mhm.
we studied this guy. And so he, all the nerve endings in his pelvic floor, they got very sensitive. And he
Wow.
could actually have an orgasm, an ejaculation, and feel full sensation just by massaging his pelvic floor, especially the area between the testicles and the anus, which is referred to as the taint. Taint this, taint that, right?
Taint this, taint that. She hears about taint all day. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are sick of taint talk.
So, and a lot of guys can get pleasure from massaging the prostate. So if you enter through the anus into the rectum, just a couple of inches and feel, then you can feel the prostate, and that is very stimulating. So a lot of men get pleasure from that. They can orgasm from that. Men don't have to have penile stimulation. Okay, they can have wet dreams. Some men who are very sensitive can orgasm just from thinking, and
Wow.
women can do that too sometimes.
What they
But
don't think.
They don't think though, Mom.
Fantasy exercising.
Right, they maybe do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mom, what would you do if a man says your vagina is not tight enough?
Oh,
It's never happened to me.
Okay, this happens a lot with menopausal women, right? They've had children, they're not estrogenized well, they're not lubricated well, and the man feels like her vagina is not tight enough. Well, it could be that she needs to add some lubrication. So you can just put a little lube on, go on some estrogen cream, or you can change the position. Sometimes they say scissoring your legs, like crossing your legs after the penis is in, can tighten it up.
When you're in which position?
Well,
Oh, mish?
Yeah, missionary, yeah. And also, it's kind of difficult to do, really. But
Yeah.
also, doggy style, where you thrust your butt back, and that will tighten the vaginal space.
Yeah.
Right.
Or what if the guy is not completely hard enough?
Turn it back on him. That's what I would go to first.
You know, have
Say,
him
well,
take-
it's tight enough for the last
give
guy.
a little more foreplay, or even try a little Viagra, get him harder, then maybe he won't complain that you're. too
What
heavy.
about could a woman do Kegels and improve that?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
that's like,
But you see, Kegels are a conscious exercise. You tighten, relax. You know, if you're trying to get aroused, that's kind of inhibiting. For the
right,
woman.
you're saying doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I think it helps personally because it's like blood flow.
Yeah.
But I also meant like they could do it outside of sex time. Like they could do it before
Oh yeah.
and like get in shape for it.
That's
I've heard of people doing crazy stuff with like apparatuses, you know, like a Benoit balls or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not a problem for me again. I use a Q-tip as a tampon. If a woman, yeah. Oh, how often do couples? What do you think about couples in long-term relationships and like how often they have sex or how often they should have sex? Like, because I know you get a lot of data.
Yeah, well, okay, so they say that the average frequency for sexual activity between couples is about once a week. Okay, young people, like under 30, it's twice a week, and then it lessens as you get older. Under 40, between 30 and 40, it's like 1.5 times a week. And then 40 to 50, it's a little over once a week. And over 50, it goes to about a few times a month. But I say try to keep it up, even if you don't quite feel like it, try to get in the mood because it's good for your marriage, it's good for closeness. There are all these feel-good chemicals that are released, oxytocin, dopamine. It's like an antidepressant. It's really good for your brain. So I say try to stick to once a week. If you find that 2 weeks has passed and you haven't had sex, initiate because an alarm should go off. Don't let it go too far because you can fall into a bad pattern. And I see it so often where people are not having sex at all, you know, and years go by and before you know it, they're drifting apart. So I think people should make an effort.
Is that like what brings people to you often? Like
A lot of
the
times.
couples, yeah.
Or they have one little problem that could have been solved just with a little good advice and they don't address it. Before you know it, a year has gone by and they haven't had
Like they have a
sex.
problem like with their sex, like someone
Yes.
doesn't like this, and so then they're like, oh, we'll just deal with it later or something.
Yes, yeah. Oh, like for instance, okay, let's say somebody has a medical problem. Let's say
Right.
the man has a prostate problem. He has
Something is like painful for someone.
yeah, or he's not getting erections because of he's had surgery or whatever, or he's on hair growth medication that gives you erection problems, or an
Just shave your head at
antidepressant.
that point, dude.
You know, there are simple ways to deal with that, but let's say they don't address it before you know it, their sex life is gone and their marriage is gone.
Yeah. I remember I heard something from a different sex therapist that was interesting. That was that like they did some studies. Like we all know men are like annoying, like they're famously bad, and like, and you could try to get them to like improve like in the things that you want them to improve in your relationship, like to be more emotionally intelligent. But this study said that like actually like what dictates women's like satisfaction with their husbands is like just like how horny their husband is for them. Like
they can forgive a lot if they feel desired. And I thought that was interesting because then I like did an inventory on my friends and I was like, yeah, that makes sense, you know? Like on who is happy, I mean. I think all guys are equally annoying.
Feeling desire.
But some guys are hornier and they are good husbands.
I think it's a compliment when you're desired.
Right.
And
It
it's
makes you feel
also
safe.
in keeping with a lot of women's sexual fantasies.
Right.
They want to be
They want to be
desired.
raped. Sorry, desired.
Not in real life.
Just in a fun way. And that's another interesting thing we talk about. A lot of fantasies come from like a primal fear. And it's something that you need to make less scary to you by fantasizing about it. That's why a lot of fantasies involve, like, for a lot of guys, there's a common fantasy of like a hot cheerleader being mean to them, or a hot girl, because that was a big fear for them at some point, was being kind of like rejected sexually. And so for girls, the fear is being raped, so we're like, let's turn that into something safe. You see what I mean? I'm making sense, right?
Yeah.
Mom, I got these new questions. Will
Okay,
you
go
read
ahead.
through them? Do you want a new question?
Sure.
Okay, because you didn't really approve of these.
No, that's all right. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I love my girlfriend so much, but sometimes I don't feel sexually attracted to her. Should we break up, or are there things I can do to feel that sexual chemistry more deeply?
I think you
you
need
know.
to have a conversation with her about what you find sexually stimulating. Maybe there's something that he needs that she's not giving him,
Right.
that she's not doing. Maybe he needs her to act a certain way.
Yeah.
Maybe even role play, do a little skit, pretend you're, the cheerleader and the football player, or whatever it is. The policeman and he's pulling over a woman to give her a ticket. Maybe that's his thing.
FTP, baby.
Yeah.
That sounds cute. I mean, I also think, yeah, with that one, I feel like you've also said a lot about, like, just, like, it's kind of on the couple to, like, make that fantasy. Like, don't think that just because you're not attracted, it doesn't mean you're not necessarily a bad couple. It means you
That's
gotta do
right.
stuff, yeah.
That's right.
You gotta do, it's normal to feel, like, less attracted over
I
time. It's
think-
the basic
I-
thing. If you
I think-
abandon everyone you get less attracted to, you're gonna never end up in a long-term thing.
I think maybe he's holding back on her
Yeah.
and hasn't revealed what he really wants.
Yeah, he might need something. Okay, so think about that and write us again. How to deal with my partner being attracted to other women in a normal way. I think that this is, I'm guessing that this could be from a woman whose partner is also attracted to other women, so they could be jealous.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
But
Would you
in
get
a normal way.
meaning like it's normal, like they're not actually hitting on them, they're not actually like hurting you. I know what she means. Some people are jealous.
Yeah, it sounds like she's too jealous.
What do you suggest? She's a loser. You're a loser. Wouldn't be a problem for us. We're turned on by that. No, really though. Like what would you say? Like don't be offended.
Right. It sounds like maybe
That means you're dating a
this
straight
person
guy.
is friendly with
welcome.
others. He's friendly. He's nice, but that's making her feel uncomfortable. I don't know.
Just I think
I think they need to have a conversation about that too.
really,
Yeah.
I feel like they don't. I feel like don't even admit to that one. You know what I mean? I have a friend who's going through this, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I have a friend who's very jealous of a partner, like, and I'm like, I just wouldn't want to be under that same microscope. I'm gonna think other people are hot, at some point. So I wouldn't want to be, like, mind controlled, It's normal. Okay. So this is a good one, actually. Actually, we'll say that one. Usually, as a professional, you would expect to be an expert in the field. This is amazing. This is kind of what I've said to her. Like, if you were a dentist, you would want them to have good teeth, Is it possible for a sex therapist to be a virgin? Oh, I didn't read the rest of it. I was like, is it possible for a sex therapist to be a virgin and be considered legitimate? I thought they were going to say, like, so are you a hoe? No, but are there any sex therapists who are, like, prudes?
I've never met one. Usually they're very open. They're very,
They often have, like, a history of, like, something crazy, like being a dominatrix or something.
That could be sometimes some sex
Wink, wink,
therapists
wink.
are, yeah.
Okay. How to keep something and gentle when you're just so funny for them all the time. How to keep something and gentle when you're just so horny for them all the time.
Oh, how to keep like sincere and gentle.
How to keep sincere and gentle when you're just so horny for them all the time.
That's a sweet one. I like
Ah,
that.
yeah.
That's love.
Okay, that's a compliment.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
romantic.
that person is
In love.
they're in love. Yeah.
What would you say
So
to
is
do?
the jealous person.
They're in love too. Yeah. That's cute. What would you say?
Okay, Janelle. How to keep sincere and gentle.
Like how to not be only objectifying them.
Look, I think it's
She's like, just objectify them. That's nice.
it's nice.
Yeah.
Why not? When a relationship is new, people have sex like rabbits. You
Right.
know, it's
That's another question. How much sex is too much?
It depends. You know, some people have sex every day in a new relationship. That's what they do. But for most people, they have jobs, they have families, they have children, responsibilities. They can't do it every day. So it averages out to about once a week.
Mm-hmm. So is there an unhealthy amount of masturbation?
Well, as long as you don't hurt yourself.
Well, that being off, baby.
I have heard of patients in my field, they masturbate 3 times a day.
Right.
Once to go to sleep, once in the middle of the night, once in the morning when they wake up. You know, I've heard of people doing that, you know. Some people have very high sex drives, but it's really not the norm.
I feel like you get like, who ends up at a sex therapy appointment? You know what I mean? It's gonna be like the extreme ends of the normal curve, most likely. I'm just checking our time. Oh yeah, we've got time a little bit. And so why do some people want to have sex with balloons?
That's a fetish. Okay, a fetish is getting sexually aroused by an inanimate object, and some people get into balloons. You know, they're very sensuous, very round.
Are you into balloons?
They have a little nipple.
They've got a nip. They're hot.
And then when they pop.
Oh, and then there's like a balloon. The balloon animals are kind of like dicks, like the long ones.
Yeah. So some people are into balloons. They bring balloons.
But do you
into
think
the bedroom.
I can't help but think it has to do with some childhood
Yeah.
things.
It is.
Oh, it is. It's always
Because balloons are associated with a lot of fun, you know, fun times.
Oh, it's like party, birthday sex.
Scary. because
Scary,
when
scary,
the
scary.
balloon pops,
And kids are a little
child
scared.
could be scared.
Oh, so that it goes back to the scary thing. It's like if you were scared of a balloon one time, you're gonna sexualize it and have a fantasy so that you're like, I'm gonna have a positive sexual experience with this balloon. I'm not gonna make it scary anymore. I get it. Okay, that's cute. A little bit cute. Okay, favorite fun ways to keep your sex life exciting in a long-term relationship. I feel like you already said one.
Yeah.
It was just my phone. Yeah,
Okay, so.
you said costumes and stuff.
Bring something into the bedroom. I call it the 5 senses exercise, where you bring in something that stimulates the senses: sound, sight, hearing, touch, satin, food, whatever. There's just innumerable things you can do to make the experience different and fun.
Like bring in, I don't want food in there. Is that just me? That's too much.
Honey,
It's
honey
a
is
sticky
lovely.
mess. What about, I'm like,
Oil, olive oil.
a lot of this is messy, Mom. I don't like it. What about like little costumes?
Oh, little costumes, yeah, games. Most people find something they like and do the same thing all
Right.
the time. But other people need to spice it up, okay? Maybe they're bringing in video or music or, toys, whatever.
What about like another person?
Some people do that.
Or what do you think of that?
Whatever turns you on, if that's.
I just like had a thought recently. Okay, you know how like people when they're new, they like are hotter a little bit and that's normal?
Yeah.
If I had a threesome and the guy like came really quick for the other girl, I don't know what I would do about it. Is that normal? I mean, I feel like that would be inevitable though.
I don't know. I don't think you should worry about it, Betsy. Don't do that.
Don't do it. Okay, but I can do the other kind of threesome. 2 guys. That's fine. Okay, Mom, that's fine. Okay,
I'm having trouble lasting long in the bedroom because I'm so attracted to my girlfriend. Any tips?
That's
Oh
so
no,
sweet.
my diamonds are too shiny. And my money is too much to count.
Okay, so what we do with that is the guy has to attain ejaculatory control. Okay, we usually do that by edging. Okay, through masturbation, getting close to having an orgasm, and then letting the excitement recede, and then bringing it up again, and then let it recede. So back and forth, back and forth. After a while, the guy gets control. So it's a practice, and it usually comes from masturbation.
What about like thinking about crazy shit like what Austin Powers does? Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day. Is that okay? Is that legit?
That's okay. Some people distract themselves with other thoughts, you know.
Okay. What if
Another one is think about the sensation in your penis.
why would that help?
Something
That sounds like
about,
that would make
something about thinking about the sensation in your penis will actually take you away from your fantasy.
It's making me get a little harder. I feel like that maybe guys are different. That wouldn't work for me as a girl. If I like thought about that sensation,
Right,
it would
right.
make it faster. Okay. Do you know of any good sex parties in New York City, Mom?
No, I don't.
She said that too quick. She definitely knows. What's with my teacher fantasy? Is it about power?
I think it's because when children look up to a teacher, admire that teacher, they can actually feel some sexual arousal. And then that could carry into adult life, and they might have a teacher fantasy.
I definitely thought all my teachers were hot.
Absolutely.
Boy or girl. I think they're cool, they're teaching me something. We famously, I went to an all-girls school and it was like, the male teachers were so fucking like assaulted. It was crazy, you know, like even like a gay guy could barely like survive without getting like harassed. Do you remember that? I remember we were like really into Mr. Lokery because he got like a Pulitzer Prize and he was like, I'm so gay. And the book is about being gay. And we were like, we know. Hard to get. The catch-22 too is that like if any teacher, we would like hit on every male teacher. As soon as they started to like in any way act into it, we were like, ew, pedo, you're gross. Like, and we would be so openly grossed out. They're only hot if they're not into it. It's fun. Okay, what is the relationship between sex therapy and other types? Does sex therapy address some of the same things as, for example, CBT? What issues do you see most in couples?
Yes, sex
Big
therapy is very much based on CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, where you address a negative thought that you're having, challenge it, replace it with a positive thought, and then you can get over your inhibition. So it is very similar.
So what's an example in like a sex scenario? What if like a woman just doesn't want to have sex with her husband?
Right.
Or sorry, because the second part of the question was what brings couples into sex therapy? And me and my mom have talked about this before. It's often that after a long time, one partner just thinks the sex part of the relationship is over, and they don't want to do it, and the other person does want to do it still, and sometimes they do a little secret activity outside of the marriage, right?
Yes.
You've told me this.
Sometimes.
And then they
yes.
come into therapy, and now you're being, you know.
Yeah.
What do you do there?
Usually is that one person wants to have sex, the other person doesn't, and there might be some underlying psychological reason.
Right.
Like maybe they were sexually abused, or
Right.
they were young, and that person is reminding them of the abuser.
Wow.
And there's a way of counteracting the negative thoughts that they have, and replacing them with positive thoughts. And so that's sort of how it works. And you have to sometimes approach it very gradually. Like if there's a history of abuse, maybe they can only hold hands or maybe give a foot massage. But they have to approach the sexual act very gradually. You can't just rush into it.
Right. And so
Especially
that
if there's been trauma.
and that's very CBT like,
Yes.
because it's like, oh, you don't realize it, but over time you're gradually
Yeah.
able to change.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute, Mom.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask one more question,
Okay.
which is, what Oh no, I don't want to ask this. Mom. My mom wrote down all the different types of pedos.
Questions from the audience?
Do you guys want to know? Okay, what is hebephilia? What is hebephilia?
No, I learned this word the other day. I think it means. No, I think we're pedophilia is attraction to prepubescent individuals.
That's right.
Oh, if you knew the answer, I didn't have to say it.
So what is hemophilia?
Hemophilia. It's like post puberty but young, nubile children.
It's close.
That's
There's
right.
3
It's
steps.
Early adolescent.
It's like
Yeah.
puberty.
Children.
It's like in puberty, and then there's another.
Ages around 11 to 14, right?
Yeah.
And then there's another.
Which is ephebophilia.
ephebophilia.
That's the one that's
That's
16,
being
15.
attracted to late or middle adolescent people, and that's ages 15 to 19 usually.
Epstein.
So,
Yeah, we were talking Epstein.
but a pedophile is attracted to a prepubescent child. They're even proposing a new diagnostic
For the
category called
baby fruit.
infantophilia.
No.
It's a thing. It's a
There
big
are some
thing.
weirdos who are
I mean,
sexually turned on by babies.
Ew.
Yeah, or
Yeah, why
up
are
to
they
the
like-
age of 6, I think
Great
is the
question.
criteria. Yeah.
so when we were little, I used to like ask my mom about like what was the worst thing that you would be afraid would happen to me, and you would always be like, I would be very sad for anyone who just becomes a pedo, and sometimes it just happens like genetically, or you have a head injury as a child and somehow you don't get enough oxygen to one part of your brain, and then you think that you're gonna be normal, and then you get this thing. This is how it happens, Lucy. I'm sorry. It's not funny. It's really sad because it's not their choice.
Right, it's really hard to break it, so often when they're convicted and they're a repeat offender and all this, they often, they get incarcerated for life, so it's a very sad thing.
Yeah.
But
Or
they're
for,
a danger to
9
society.
months.
It's kind of this thing where like no one really has like a good suggestion on what to do about it. Like I feel like in Germany I heard there's like support groups like AA for people. Guys, it's sad. It's not their fault. A lot of them were also abused as a child. Like if you feel bad for victims, you might feel bad for pedos because they might have had that happen to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's this support group in Germany that I've heard about. I listened to a whole podcast where someone's like voice was changed, and they were like, it was like they were like a kid, and then they became an adult, and they were still attracted to kids, and they like were like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself, and then they found this support group. The other thing was that what's sad about this person was that they were like a good person. They were shocked at their own feelings, and they didn't want to hurt children. So they were like, I think the best thing for me to do is kill myself. But then they found this support group, and it still sounds like life is very hard. But yeah, I don't know what I would say to that.
Yeah, sometimes they try to transition them. Let's say a man is attracted to young teenage girls.
A hebephilia.
They will get them to maybe try to date a
little
woman who
Asian
is
girl.
adult but Asian, because they have bodies that look a little bit like children.
Yes, this is true. This is true. This is the behind the scenes stuff they're not going to tell you. So you know that software engineer that you know that only dates Asian girls? Hebephilia. Just kidding. He's racist. And also sexist.
Don't they also do chemical castration in those cases?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
You can do chemical
Yeah,
castration.
chemical castration, yeah.
Where you like
give
in the-
them hormones to reduce the sex drive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What did they do to Oscar Wilde?
And they have to go in for injections like once a month.
Yeah, I think they did that in England to gay people as a like really sick thing. But that's what I'm saying. It's like it's as sad as that, and I mean it's just as much out of their control as your sexual orientation. You know what I mean? These people didn't choose it usually, unless they're a president or something, unless they're in politics, that they're doing that on purpose for effect. Is someone raising their hand even? Oh yeah, we have a question.
I actually have a comment about why you're attracted to teachers.
Mm.
In the Platonic tradition.
Oh, right.
You know, it's an attraction to knowledge. In
That
the
is true.
Lacanian psychoanalytic tradition, it's the desire to be known by someone who knows.
Oh, that is hot when you say it like that. Guys, give it up for Leo. She's normally in the show. That's Leo. So Leo is a mermaid in the show as well, but she had another engagement tonight. So Leo is a therapist herself, and she's a tarot card reader. And normally we do the show on the third Thursdays. And she has a different tarot card engagement tonight, so she came late. But next time you'll see her in a mermaid tarot. And she'll give mermaid tarot readings that are informed by like Jungian and all the stuff that she just said. That was smart. That's so cool, Leo. I feel like we should end it even on that because Leo's like really positive, and it was just getting sad for a second.
Preacher man.
You guys, before we totally finish it, I have to like leave you guys kind of with something. Are you guys convinced about mermaids and like that they are neurodivergent?
Yes.
And are you convinced that that they are? Will you put this down for me, Michael? Just over there. I'm afraid of feedback. Are you convinced that they are also anxiously attached hoarders?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. So I wanted to leave you guys with a song that there's actually another version of that part of your world song it's actually like the alternative lyrics that Alan Menken wrote that are about like these specific mermaid themes. You guys want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, amazing.
Yay, Barbara.
Thank you guys. And then I'm gonna tell you guys, after this, we're all going to Beats Karaoke. It's just down the street. We're gonna go do karaoke. So get ready. This is like, you know, the start of the night. Normally we would have more singing. Next time, probably Lucy's gonna sing more. Her voice hurts a little bit. All right, guys, ready? This is your time to take pictures of me as a mermaid. Why must I keep my old VCR? Start hobbies on Monday, I'll drop by Thursday. Still not sure if my mom and best friend like me. I can't touch fruit or drive a car, but I've studied magic, kung fu, and guitar. That's just this year. Now all that gear is part of my home. Okay, you guys, now there's an instrumental break, and I can't really just sit here. I gotta fidget. Do you guys want to see a little demo of my human stuff? Okay, so like, I think you all know what this is, right? Okay, a little beauty tutorial, like, you know what this is for? But do you know about this? Okay, this is actually for gua sha. Very good for lymphatic drainage. I'm sorry, I've got to tweeze just a little bit. Don't know how long I've rambled on, but the fun has only just begun. Watch and you'll see, someday you'll be part of my
This is my girlfriend, Sarah.
I'm